everyone and welcome back to the Internazionali Italia Series 2022. We are watching a little bit of a recap of stage number 1 where Giada Specia wins in front of Martina Berta from Syncros FSA and put his wheeler on top of the podium, where in the men's category we have seen a big fight between Lars Foster, Luca Braidot and Maxime Marot that made the podium. So this is stage number 1. Let's see on stage number 2, Nalles. Hello and welcome to the 2022 Internazionali Italia Series round number 2 in Nalles. This is supposed to be the Sunshine Valley, but the sun is not shining. It's rainy, it's cold, it's slippery, it's perfect for some really mountain bike action. And welcome back. Nalles is in Südtirol, northeast of Italy. It's called the Sunshine Race because I promise you, most of the time we've seen a really hot sun, a really hard race because of the heat, but not this time. It is cold, it is rainy, it is muddy, it is really slippery and difficult for everyone involved in this event, starting from riders, but not just. As we can see, mechanics need to work really hard to have the bikes ready for the big day, and riders, they have to practice the course, check tires pressures, lines, checking the start, as we can see Mona trying out a little bit of a starting gate, because it has always been really key, the start here in Nalles, even though the race has been changing venue since a couple of years. We are now in a different place, but the race is always the same. Technical, steep, muddy this time, and a real test for riders, mechanics and teams before the World Cups. Here we come to the racetrack. Here we are, Nalles. Come with me, join me for the track preview. We have a few bits and pieces really interesting. Stay tuned. This is the Usignolo climb. It's a little bit of a long climb, so let's say old school climb, but tons of switchbacks. It makes it for like a kind of a sprint switchback, so it's a kind of a new school, old school climb. Yeah, this is the steepest part of the course. This is, after such a long climb, this is where really who wants to win this, he needs to attack right there. This is a very difficult part of the track, because this descent, this downhill, it is technical, it is fast, it is rough, and here you can make up some time. So you're not gonna just let it go loose, but full attack, full on, and try to make some time. Welcome to the most iconic spot of the whole Nalles race, La Tonnara. Do you know tuna fish? Here is where we fish all the tunas dropping into the net. After the Tonnara, we are in probably the most technical section of the course, because there is quite some flow to catch in order to get the speed over these rocks and drops. The terrain is really slippery at the moment. Roots and rocks are slick, and you need to catch up the line to be as fast as you can and to just keep the flow and the momentum. Ha! Quella uomo, ciao. È lui, l'imperatore di Valais. Wow. Paddock interview. We're back in the pit, checking what riders are doing, what the teams are doing. It's time to wash bikes and checking if everything is ready to go, setting up new tires, sometimes new mousse, especially in the rear, because are really key, especially in this kind of condition. Pressure has been has been key, as I said. It must be really low. I'm asking right now to Andrea Vittone which kind of pressure is testing. He says it's about 1.1, 1.2. He says it's really slippery, but he likes the course here. I am with Gioele Bertolini, making a little bit of fun out of his tire choices, but he said he didn't try yet the course, so he's gonna put a bit of more aggressive tires front and rear, and then for race day let's see, because practice has been really wet, but on race day he might be a little bit better condition here with Simone Avondetto, one of the youngsters in Italy. He's really strong. He likes the course. He says now that the rain has stopped a bit, the track is a bit tucky and tough to ride, but he likes the course and he's ready to rumble here with Eva Lechner, one of the big name out here. She won tons of time this race. She likes the course. She actually is a big fan of the new venue, but at the same time the old course was good for her as well. She's with the national champion jersey. She's in I don't know how many times she won, but she's one of the favorite here in Nalles. Chiara Teocchi, one of the youngsters we have, she's racing for Trinity Specialist Racing, and she tried out a couple of different tires, but mud tires pretty much all the time, and ready to rumble. Pippo Fontana, I'm a big fan of this guy. He's young, he's really technical, he likes this condition, so he's one to watch for the race day. Daniele Braidot, he is trying thin tires like 2.1, 2.2 compared to the usual 2.4 that riders are using most of the time in the dry condition, but this time the big tires could be too heavy to roll. Couple of words as well with Enrico Martello. He's the voice during the live in the race days, and he's the coach of the KTM Protec. So what he says, the race is very technical, is very dangerous and sketchy in places. I mean dangerous for flat tires, for crashes, for technical mechanical problems, but he said that we will see just the best out of the riders, and only the best will come out on top. So thanks Enrico for the words, and good luck to all the riders for race day. And it's race time. Junior man. The kids are approaching the course that is in the best condition we've seen in the weekend, because the rain stopped and the mud is not too tacky at the moment. It is kind of rideable. So here we are at the start with some big names up at the top. French riders, German riders, Swiss riders and Italian riders. But it's a duo from beginning on. Paul Magnier from France and Lars Gröter from Germany. They made a gap straight away from lap number 1, and it's going to be a 1-2 between these two big names. Here we see the leader with a Lapierre bike. Let's see how the mud will play in the race. As I said, it is a bit better than practice day, but still really technical, the course, and difficult to ride. Here we are with our Italian riders, Elian Paccagnella from Südtirol with number 26. He made a big step in the ranking, because the starting grid wasn't too good for him, but as we're gonna see, he was riding really smart and good. Here we are with the French rider in the lead, as we can see, lapping another guy. Let's see how Paccagnella is made this section called, for myself, really the Tonnara. And but the win goes to the French riders. Paul Magnier from France in second position with a good wheelie and one hand. Lars Gröter from Germany, Q-Bike, and in third position on the podium for Elian Paccagnella, Italian from Südtirol. Elite women now, race time. Giada Speccia, the leader of the Internazionali Italia Series 2022 after San Zeno di Verona, round 1. Now round 2 in Nalles, as you've seen already, rain, mud, different conditions really, and big names at the start gate like Mona Mitterwallner from Austria. She's the Austrian champion now, moved to Cannondale Factory Racing, but watch out, Eva Lechner from Italy, the crowd favorite, because here she won several times. Start line, and the heat goes up really because it's race time. So start loop plus 5 laps. It's going to be a long day on the bike, a long race. Pretty much 1.5 hours is the race time based on the UCI rules, the Union Cycliste Internationale. So as we can see, after the start loop, everyone is on one line because the track is pretty fast at the lower section, but once it gets steeper, the gap will be made. The leader group is made by Ayla Short, Eva Lechner, Giada Specia and Mona Mitterwallner. Plus, we'll see soon a German rider really fast, Leonie Dauberman. But Eva Lechner, she knows how to ride her bike, and she wants to show everyone that she's still one of the best in the business. We can see as well number 3, Abel Ranja from the Alpecin Phoenix. This is the lower section of the race, but as you can see, every rider is paying attention because the track is actually becoming more grippy, more good to ride, easy to ride, but still some of the places are really slippery. At number 1, Eva Lechner made a little bit of a gap, but straight away Mona Mitterwallner showed everyone that she is the one to beat today. Let's see, in this very technical section of the course, really famous for many crashes in the past, Giada Specia hammering down this section, and Eva Lechner knowing well the course, knowing her bike pretty well. She's working with Luca Bramati and the Trinks Factory Racing team. And back in the finish line, Mona is leading. Giada Specia and Eva Lechner, they are pretty close, but let's see Dauberman, the German riders. We will see pretty soon the way she rides. It is impressive. Big congrats to the German riders. Let's see the group of 3 in this really steep section. Everyone wants to be up in the front on this descent because you can make a gap, but you can make as well mistakes. So being in second place, it is pretty sketchy and dangerous. But Mona kind of playing safe here. The Austrian rider on her Cannondale Scalpel bike. We've seen taking things pretty serious from her because from practice, checking tires and lines and checking the start, she really wanted to focus on making the best. And here, as we can see, number 8, Leonie Dauberman. Look at the line she's picking up. But nothing you can do against Mona today. She's in the lead. Second is Eva Lechner and then Giada Specia. They are all together with the German riders. Giada is checking the rear wheel of Eva Lechner. A little bit of a slow-mo in this climbing section. It is so steep, you cannot imagine. I promise you, I've been competing there. It is super steep, super slow, and you have to push your best. Well, the race is on for the podium, but nothing you can do, as I said, for position number 1, other than she makes some mistakes, but she is very clever. She's riding really good, Mona. So the race now is on for position number 2. Eva Lechner, she's chasing down Giada Specia, the leader of the circuit. We're getting into the finish line for last lap. And Mona's leading again. Giada Specia in second, then Lechner. We didn't see much from the Dauberman. She's not pushing really. She kept the energy for last lap, and we'll see what is gonna happen right now. As you can see, as I told you, the track it is pretty dry, but Lechner pushing their best on last lap, so dropping Dauberman and Giada Specia. Here a little bit of trouble for Mona because the track, as I told you, it is tough, But the German rider, look how she is riding impressively technically. And Lechner playing it kind of safe on the last lap. I promise you, it's so difficult, this section, so tough when you have 1.5 hours in your legs, in your body. But great ride for the German rider, Dauberman, Leonie, put his bike on an amazing performance. We're coming to the finish line and we have a winner from Austria. She's showing the leader of the Austrian riders, the Austrian champion Mona Mitterwallner. Second place for Leonie Dauberman, super happy. And then third for a great ride for Eva Lechner. She must be really, really happy to perform this well in such a course. It is an horse class category race, so very happy for her, very happy for the national champ. And the podium is completed by Giada Speccia and Giorgia Marquette. So Italy really coming up strong in this race.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely love the track. I love the atmosphere of racing in Italy. It's always great to come here. I hope that I will be able to return also next year, but now it's time for my first Elite World Cup.
Sì, per me è una bella emozione essere sul podio qua a Nalles, perché comunque è la gara di casa e davanti al pubblico, agli amici e familiari, per quello è sempre una bella cosa e per quello sono molto contenta.
Elite men, the last but not the least race. Very, very important HC class. A big test before the World Cup in South Africa, and Alan Atterley, as we can see, number one on his bike, Cannondale Factory Racing from South Africa. He is the man to beat, but watch out all the Italian boys here up front as Nadir Koledani show his Italian national champion jersey. Here we have seen Gerhard Kirschbaumer, the crowd favorite. Here we are. Start line, start loop. It's man on fire for this round of the Internazionali Italia series. We know Nalles has a very unique layout with this tight switchback climb and a really narrow single track descent. So everyone wants to be up front from the beginning. So the group is pretty much together at the beginning, but once the climb gets steeper and steeper, as we can see, even on lap number one, it's already a duo up front, Alan Atterley and Nadir Koledani. Nadir Koledani that is racing for the second year in a row for the MMR. It's a Spanish team, so pretty stoked to have an Italian with such an international level team like Kirschbaumer with specialized factory racing. We have some really good names up in the front. And here we see Gioele Bertolini after some unlucky days on his Trinks Factory bike, now really close to the leaders really. So lap number two we have seen Atterley, Koledani, and in third position Gioele Bertolini. It's a big fight from the duo. Here we see Simone Avondetto with the wheeler bike. The duo is pushing really hard, and there's no way Bertolini can catch up here. A bit of a image from Kirschbaumer, the local hero, that is not really in the shape he wants to. He's a bit struggling at the moment. We hope the best for him because he's one of the few riders that really can play with the big dogs up in the World Cup. Kirschbaumer, silver medalist in the World Championship. He won a World Cup in the Elite Men category. He's a world champion in the juniors, in the under 23. He's one of the big names of our sport. Let's hope he's going to be back in his speed. But come back to the race with the national champion and the South African champion. 1-2 on lap number 3. And Bertolini, he is riding really good. The technique he has is some of the finest in the business. But Koledani is pushing all the time, every corner, having a little bit of the climb. Lap number 4, again, Atterley and Koledani up in the front. Let's see, Avondetto, he's making up a bit of a gap to catch up with Bertolini. And now the duo we starting to see a little bit of a struggling from Alan Atterley. The face of Koledani looks a little bit better, but let's see also the shoulder. He's moving. I mean, Koledani is a really in a good shape, and probably he feels better in this condition. Let's see, he's pushing for the lead. The heat is what Atterley wants, and the heat is not here. I promise you, it's cold, it's rainy, it's muddy, and it's a big test for the South African rider before the World Cup. Koledani is a cyclocross rider as well, and he knows exactly how to ride in this condition. So lap number 5 out of 6, and Koledani is on fire, pushing up front. And let's see, Avondetto, he catched up with Bertolini. That looks still fine, but look at Atterley. He is not moving anymore. I mean, when the last laps came and you have no power anymore, you have no energy, it's a big struggle. As well as Kirschbaumer really in the back of the pack. But Koledani, even though the weather became a bit worse because the track was pretty good until lap 3, now the track is getting worse, as we can see Avondetto pushing and walking up this climb where Bertolini could ride them all. And Koledani going to the last lap, calm and confident. He's the Italian champion, and he's showing why Atterley is in a big tough day. Changing glassing for Avondetto, but look at the power of Koledani. He's pushing the limits, and not much Atterley can do. Just trying to make it to the finish, but he will lose lots of position, ending up out of the top 5. Bertolini, great race for him. I'm super stoked for him, and his team manager Luca Bramati will be super happy for that, because a podium in a horse class is a masterpiece. But look at the national champion Koledani winning this out for MMR Racing Team. And in the podium position, as well as Koledani, we have Simone Avondetto in third, and in second Gioele Bertolini plus Gregory Ruggles and Filippo Fontana, the young gun from Carabinieri. In fifth, Alan Atterley in sixth. I mean, the men's race has been really tough for everyone before leaving to Brazil for World Cup number 1. But what a race we have seen. I mean, technically, physically, mentally. Let's see, Filippo Fontana, what a race for him. I'm super happy for him as well. The young gun from Italy. He's the leader of the U23 category. And let's see now a quick interview with Koledani.
Sì, oggi sono contento, dai, ho fatto una bella prestazione e vincere una KC, insomma, non l'avevo mai vinta, quindi sono contento e niente, adesso l'umore è bello alto, insomma, mi sento bene e ho gestito la corsa e sul finale sono riuscito a fare il mio ritmo. E niente, adesso ho una bella motivazione per la Coppa del Mondo e niente, testa bassa e menare come sempre e sono molto contento di aver vinto qui a Nalles.
Sì, è un piacere per me essere qua e la condizione sapevo che era buona, per qualche gara che ho qualche sfortuna di troppo, però sono tranquillo, oggi è stato un buon risultato, la maglia di leader diciamo che è un buon auspicio per le prossime gare e adesso andiamo in Brasile con il morale alto e vediamo di fare una bella prova.
Overall ranking of the circuit, Giada Specia still leading this one out in front of Giorgia Marquette and Eva Lechner, then Mona Mitterwallner and Leonie Dauberman. In the men is Bertolini now with the lead for just 1 point on top of Fontana Filippo in second, and Koledani in third, and Lars Foster in fourth. And before leaving you guys, I need to say a few words on the youngsters. Avondetto, Filippo, Fontana, Vittone. What a kids we having now in Italy. Those kids, they are really pushing their limits, and the big dogs like Kirschbaumer, like Koledani, like Braido, they need to watch out, because these kids, powered by Shimano, they are really coming up strong. Cheers Shimano for the support in the circuit and the support to the youngsters, because we need these kids to be as fast as possible for the coming World Cups. And guys, that's it for now. See you in Elba. Elba Island is the next round of the Internazionali Italia Series 2022. What can I say? Sun is waiting for us, dust and some great action. See you there. Cheers.